Hi, this is Matt Blanchett from Blanchett Homes, and when I'm not selling houses, I like to walk through the streets of historic hometowns to appreciate the places that have stood the test of time. Walk with me.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of Walk With Me. I'm your host, Matt Blanchett. We're joined today by the lovely and talented Alina Tuoni of the Peabody Essex Museum, and of course, the best boy on the block, Mr. Lincoln. Hi, buddy. How are you? So we're here in Salem at a house that was designed by someone who's a little bit of a rock star architecture. But I will say, Alina, we know that you're a little bit of a rock star of your own. She's the lead singer of a band called
The Pleasing Terrors.
The Pleasing Terrors.
Horror rockabilly. So check out our gigs.
So let's start off by telling us a little bit about the rock star that designed this house.
Oh yeah, definitely. So this building was built in 1804 by Samuel McIntire, and he was incredibly talented. Can you imagine that he was self-educated? So what he did, he just borrowed some books from his friend Reverend Bentley, who lived right here.
Okay.
And just he made this. It reminds us of town halls in London.
You can see his inspiration. Is there anything that sticks out about Samuel McIntire's style?
Of course. So most things that you can find here were handmade, and these columns were carved by Samuel McIntire.
So handcrafted, a very talented craftsman
It's
and
incredible.
architect. What sticks out to me about this property, of course, as a mason, live traffic, it's a live video, things happen. Hey guys, welcome to Salem. So we have a Flemish bond here, which means that we had a header and then a stretcher and then a header and then a stretcher. It is not only a sign of opulence and wealth, but also a very strong, sturdy way to build a building. So as a former mason, it's a nerdy fashion. There's a very short window in the early 1800s when you see this Flemish style, and I think it's just beautiful. It stands the test of time. You also see the granite foundations, likely imported from Rockport, that were introduced in the early 1800s as well. Again, you see the keystone pediments above all of the windows. You see the windows themselves start to get taller and wider, which is a sign of the Greek revival that is starting to introduce itself in the early 1800s. You also see the Roman Greek style with the pilasters and the front entryway and the Roman arches. You just really get a sense of these people were prominent, opulent, and they had wealth, and they were able to show that in the architecture. Is there anything else about this property historically that sticks out?
Oh, of course. So here we had the crime of the century. And
really?
it could be compared to the fear that people experienced during the witch trial hysteria of 1692. So there was a murder that happened right here on the second floor of the building when its owner, Captain Joseph White, was brutally murdered here at the age of 82. And what is interesting is that, of course, we know who was the murderer.
Who was it?
It was Richard Crowninshield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's such a great story, and many literal legends were inspired by this crime, actually.
How could I find out more about this murder?
Oh, you should check out Nathaniel Hawthorne and his spooky Gothic novels, like The House of the Seven Gables and The Scarlet Letter as well. And of course, there is a story by Edgar Allan Poe that is called Telltale Heart.
Love the Telltale Heart.
Yeah, so
Does the Peabody Essex Museum have anything?
Of course. So they have the weapon, the tool of the murderer. It's called a club, and you can go and check it out.
Wow.
You can find it in a section that it's called As for Scandal, Salem Stories. So
say less.
We should
I'm
go.
already there. Fantastic. And of course, next to every house that we've been on tour with Alina and the Peabody Essex Museum, there's a QR code next to the property. You got to come down to Salem if you haven't already. Come check out the Peabody Essex Museum. Ask for Alina Tuoni. Alina, thanks for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
And I hope you get to see her on stage as well. Check her information out in the copy below. Thanks for walking with us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.